Hey everyone, it's Rebecca
and Shelley, and we're going to talk to you today about getting ready for a hurricane.
It's Rebecca
And Shelley.
and today,
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca Uson.
And I'm Shelley Gruen. We're standing in my garage, actually.
that's right.
It's a little bit of a mess. Truth is, we just had a little bit of a hurricane scare here in Boca Raton, Florida. Hurricane Nicole, she started off as a tropical storm just 3 days ago. This one came up quick. And to be honest, generally we get warnings and watches about a week in advance. We'll start noticing activity out in the tropics or coming off the coast of Africa. And we're made aware of that by all the social media outlets. The cities do a really good job of notifying residents. However, this one happened kind of quick. So some people in South Florida went into what's known as hurricane panic mode.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when they're thinking about moving, they get worried. I've never lived in a hurricane. What's it gonna mean? How do I prep?
Will I survive? And we get it.
So not to worry. Rebecca and I have a handy preparedness guide for you. You can get that in the links below. But we want to talk to you about real life. What really do you need to worry about? What happens? Because we did all the right things, and this hurricane luckily didn't hit South Florida. It did go a little bit north last night, and the areas north of Melbourne saw some winds up to 75 and 85 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And our hearts are with all of our neighbors and friends north of us. And as the day clears up and we get more news reports, we'll be figuring out how we can support and help everybody. In the meantime, I gotta put all of my patio furniture back out on my patio, because that's one thing that we have to do when we're getting ready for a storm. Anything that can become a projectile during the hurricane high winds, or sometimes tornadoes are associated with those hurricanes as well. And in that case, you want to remove anything that could get picked up and be blown around. So the egg chair and the patio furniture and all the little decorative items came into the garage yesterday.
Yep, that's right. So we thought it was important to share our top 6 things that you should be ready for so that you are prepared for a hurricane, right?
Yeah.
So number 1, so simple, have a plan. Talk with your family, talk with your neighbors, talk with your friends, and develop a plan. And that's exactly what we were doing yesterday. Shelley and I were talking back and forth. I was talking back and forth with my neighbors, and we just planned, if this happens, we do this. If this happens, we do that.
You know, it's one of the nice things about Florida, actually, in a little bit of a twist of strange way. Because we do get these scares a few times a year, it does force you to get to know your neighbors. And since most people who live in Florida have chosen to move here and live here, you get to meet some nice people. It's just like another little silver lining in what could be a very stormy day.
That's right.
So in getting prepared and having your plan, you're going to want to think about your hurricane security of your home or your condo, and that relates to your doors and windows. Generally speaking, unless they are calling for a category 3 or above, people do not put up shutters. But if it's going to be a category 3 or above, you'll see neighbors helping neighbors get those shutters up if you're not living in a home where the windows have been updated to Miami-Dade standards, and you have those impact windows. And there's lots of different kinds of shutters. Some are roller shutters, some require being placed in. And it's an opportunity, again, for neighbors to work with neighbors, But you're going to want to have a plan for how you're going to get your shutters up also. So
Right.
way before hurricane season starts, you're going to want to make sure you have like the numbers of handyman lined up and kind of call them and make arrangements so that you're on their list, because most handymen, it's actually an economic boost for them a little bit, because you do have to kind of pay per window, but they like to have a list of who they're going to be calling on in the days leading up to a hurricane. And that's why it's good to know about a week in advance, and that's why authorities do keep us informed.
So before you close on your new home in Florida, make sure you know what kind of windows you have, and make sure you know if you have to put the shutters up. How do you do it?
Big issue. Shutters require maintenance also. If you have the roller shades once a year, even if there have been years where we don't even have any hurricane warnings, there's no hurricanes. I think even last year, 2021, there were no hurricane warnings. And even those years, you want to have those shutters serviced to make sure that they're working in good order.
That's right.
Okay, shutters. That was number one.
That
What's
was
number two,
one.
Rebecca?
Number two is stay alert. So last night I did have the news on all night, and I slept with my window open because I knew if I fell asleep, if something was happening, I would wake up. And when you live in Florida, if there's a hurricane coming, people will joke and say, we're going to have a hurricane party and we're going to have cocktails and wine. Well, yeah, it sounds nice and funny, but it's really not. If something really happens, you have to be ready, you have to be alert, and be able to think on your toes. So maybe cool it with the parties and
Cool
the
it
wine.
with the coolers.
Cool it with the coolers when the hurricane
Wait to
is
celebrate after, when the storm has passed and there's an all clear and everyone is safe. That's our advice.
That's good advice, yes. All right, number 3. This is such an easy one. We get so spoiled with technology and just snapping our fingers and everything works. But if you lose power, nothing is going to work, including your internet and your Alexa. She's not going to listen to you. So, have a flashlight. Make sure it actually works. Have backup batteries. Make sure all of your accessory chargers are fully charged so you can
not have to sit in the car and charge it on the car phone charger.
That's right, because your car might not work.
Yeah, a few
it
years
may have
back,
flooded.
Hurricane Irma, in Hurricane Irma, we lost power, I hate to say it, for 3 days. Here to tell you, I survived with 2 teenagers. I think I had 3 at the time in the house. 3 teenagers, no electricity for 3 days.
That's a nightmare.
And everyone kept offering me, come to my house, I have electric. I really just thought we were going to get it any minute. And so we survived, but we didn't have enough extra chargers. So tip number 3, definitely get extra chargers, because we'd sit in the car and that's not smart to charge our phones.
No, and it's hot outside. No.
So that's tip number 3.
Number 4. Secure all important documents. Your marriage certificate, your divorce decree.
That too.
Your birth certificate, your passport, because you are going to want to leave the country again. So secure it. Put it in a safe place wherever that is for you. Up high, in the car.
So some people recommend putting it into 2 Ziplocs and putting them in the freezer. I know that sounds crazy, but as long as you have taken out all your ice, which you should have done, because if you've been a Floridian for a while, you know that we put our ice into the washing machines. And that keeps ice and extra stuff cold for a little bit extra time. So there should be some room in your freezer in 2 or 3 double Ziploc bags. I've heard some people also put their stuff in dishwashers, important documents in the dishwasher. These are like extreme cases, but a good old secure Rubbermaid bin on your second story if you have one, or on top of your kitchen counters. Just get stuff off the floor. You want to get your important stuff there. So any like
Really
baby albums you might have in closets that might be on the lower part of like that storage closet you have. You know, some of us have kids that predate digital photos.
Yeah, remember when we used to have photo albums?
Yeah, you might want to think about that also during the hurricane prep.
Absolutely. All right, number 5. This is an easy one to think about, but maybe not so easy to do. Move to higher ground.
Yes.
If you live close to water, it's pretty likely you're going to have some flooding. Most of the homes down here are built up off the water, but you just never know how big the storm surge will be. So move to higher ground.
Yeah, no one likes to evacuate. No one wants to leave their homes. We get it. We sell homes. We know how much people love their homes, and that's your comfort zone. It's like your nest.
Yes.
But if you're in an evacuation zone, you do need to leave.
That's
because you put others at risk when they need to come and rescue you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So don't be a hero, just be smart.
Exactly.
Okay. The 6th and final piece of advice we have for you when a hurricane is coming is be prepared with food and water. So we recommend 3 days worth of water.
Mm-hmm. At least,
and 3 days worth of non-perishable snacks and foods.
Right. Remember, if your power does go out, your refrigerator is really only going to keep your food safe for about 30 hours. Ugh. After that, we've been informed to dispose of everything that's in that refrigerator. So power bars, protein bars, you know, kind of like camping food, crackers, tuna in those little cans.
Yeah, and it's a good opportunity to clean your fridge out before a hurricane. Just get rid of the junk.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, it's not a laughing matter at all.
No.
But do keep a sense of humor about things because you want to not get extra stressed. This is really stressful, and you want to keep your children, your elderly, loved ones safe and calm, and also your pets, right?
Don't forget about the pets.
Pets feed off of our emotions, and you've got to make sure you've got your pets taken care of and yourself. So keep your stress level low. You'll feel grounded. You'll feel in control. And if you do take any type of like vitamins and medication, you want to make sure that you have those prepped as well, right?
That's
like
really good advice.
If you are diabetic, you have other issues. If you're on insulin, you definitely need your refrigerator, a small generator to keep your refrigerator going, to keep your insulin. If you're the type of person that has some kind of prescription that you have to renew every 2 weeks or a month, have that in mind as well, because if it is a big storm, and we are without power and stores are closed, it could take you a week or so to get back to a pharmacy. So definitely the most important thing is keeping calm, staying healthy, and staying safe.
That's right.
And again, we did this video because Rebecca and I had some work to do actually today, but I was like, I gotta get my stuff out of the garage and back onto the patio. I'm feeling so disorganized. And she was like, let's make a video about it because we know that when you're thinking about moving to Florida, that this might be a concern. Like if I was moving to Alaska, I would be wondering, what's it like living during the summer when it doesn't get dark out? What do you actually do when it's light all day? I would want to know.
We're not moving to Alaska.
No, we're not.
Don't worry. We're staying
but we're
here.
staying here, and we just want to help everybody understand that when we do get these hurricane warnings, because I'm sure the media in other parts of the country loves to splash, Florida's bracing for a hurricane.
Yes.
And really, as long as you have your plan and you're prepared, you're going to be fine.
Yes. And the good and the bad thing is, if you don't know what to do, call our local officials. They've been through it. They have a big plan and they know what to do. I actually had to do that yesterday. I really didn't know what to do, but I asked and they told me what to do, and definitely calm my fears, and we made it.
Yeah, we did. We did. And we hope you did too.
So I'm Rebecca.
I'm Shelley.
And we love living in Florida. It's our favorite place in the world.
You know, after 20 moves I think it's 23 moves between the two of us, through all kinds of states and all kinds of variations and stages of life, Rebecca and I know that moving can create a lot of anxiety, and there are a lot of questions surrounding a move. So as realtors, we love to help people who are relocating, because we pretty much have, between the two of us, have been through it all. And we love to try and help people avoid the mistakes we've made along the way, and just have the best experience, because you're moving to the Sunshine State and you're moving to where it's really paradise. So your move should feel that way as well.
That's right. So stop waiting for your dream move to come true. We know how to make it come true. So call us, ask us, let us help you. And let's make all your dreams come true. Bye, everyone.
Have a great day.